Hello, my dear students. Welcome to our PE class. And always remember that health is wealth. That is why we need to be physically fit. And our most essential learning competencies for this lesson are: Number 1. Undertakes physical activity and physical fitness assessments and reviews goals based on assessment results. Number 2. Describes the nature and background of the sport. And number 3. Executes the skills involved in the sport. So now, let's start with our lesson for today. And you already have this test in your previous quarter. So let's see which of the targets need to be improved. And write this template on another sheet of paper as your activity 1, following the proper procedures. Our lesson for today will help you understand the importance of physical education to every individual. Remember, class, that it's very important if we assess first our physical activities so we can set goals based on our assessment result. And for now, I will ask you this question. Do you know what is physical fitness? Yes, very good. Physical fitness is the body's ability to function effectively and efficiently without undue fatigue. Number 2 question. What are the 2 components of physical fitness? Great job! We have the HRF and the SRF. HRF means health-related fitness, while the SRF means skill-related fitness. So now, let's talk about physical fitness and its components. But before that, of course, we will not forget that physical fitness is the ability of our body to function effectively and efficiently without undue fatigue. Health-related fitness are fitness components that can prescribe to improve individual health. The health-related fitness components are: number 1, the body composition. It is the amount of fat in the body compared to the body mass. Example, you are going to measure your height and weight. You know what, class? It is really very important for us to know our body mass index. Here's the formula on how to compute our body mass index. Okay, you may now compute your body mass index if you know already your height and weight. But if you didn't know yet, you may do this activity any time of the week. Make sure to it that it is really your height and weight that you are going to compute, because it is where we start to set goals according to your BMI interpretation. Refer your body mass index computation here according to its interpretation. Use this template for your BMI computation. The second health-related fitness component is the cardiorespiratory endurance. It is the capacity of the vascular system, heart, and lungs to bring blood to the muscles during a partial or sustained physical activities. The examples are running, jogging, walking for a long period of time. Always remember that the cardiorespiratory endurance is the ability of the heart, lungs, and blood vessels to deliver oxygen to our body tissues without becoming overtired. To test your cardiovascular, all you need is to have a bench or a piece of furniture or a chair or something that you can step off not higher on your knee. And all you have to do is to step one leg and followed by the other leg, and also down followed by the other foot. Do this activity within 3 minutes. Before you will do this activity, you may take your heart rate before and after the activity. You may click the link below under the description for further explanation about the heart rate computation. Number 3 is the muscular endurance. It is the ability of muscles to perform activities again and again for several times to sustain a specific position extensively. For example, carrying heavy load or lifting weights. Muscular endurance is the ability of a muscle or group of muscles to sustain repeated contraction against a resistance for a long period of time, while muscular strength refers to the amount of force muscle can produce within a single maximal effort. To test your endurance, just count how many push-ups you can do. You may also do this activity to measure your abdominal strength or muscular strength. The last health-related fitness component is the flexibility. It is the ability of a joint to bend and strength when moving in a different motions. It is the ability of the joint to move beyond their normal range of motion. And this ends our health-related components activity. And now, let's have our activity 2. And so now, let's proceed to our skill-related fitness activities. Our first skill-related fitness component is the agility. It is the capacity of the player to begin, stop, and change direction. For example, doing obstacle course, dribbling a ball, and many more. The next skill-related fitness component is the balance. It is the ability to support position of his or her body, whether moving, running, jumping, or crossing. For example, standing on one leg, jumping and landing on balance beam. The third skill-related fitness component is the coordination. It is the ability to combine the different body movements properly and with grace. For example, circling, leg split, dancing, and many more. The next skill-related fitness component is the power. It is the strength of one player in the execution of the game plan, like powerlifting, jump squats. It is the ability to exert a maximal force in the shortest time possible, as in accelerating, jumping, and throwing implements. Our next skill-related fitness components is the reaction time. It is the ability to respond quickly to the stimulus as perceived by the 5 senses. And our last skill-related fitness component is the speed. It is one's performance of an activity in a short time, like sprinting and running. Since we are done explaining about the physical fitness components, I want you to record your HRF and SRF result. For your cardiovascular endurance, you may test yourself by doing push-up and planks. You may do the following by doing the right positioning. To test your cardiovascular endurance, you have to take your heart rate before and after the activity of the 3-minute step test. And now you may do the sit and reach in 3 trials to test your flexibility. For your body mass index, you have to get your height and weight for the computation of your body mass index. We are done now with our health-related fitness activities. But before we'll start with our skill-related fitness activities, I want you to know that the benefits of physical fitness are: number 1, it strengthens the heart. Number 2, it helps keep arteries and veins clear. Number 3, it strengthens the lungs. Number 4, it reduces blood sugar levels. Number 5, it controls weight. Number 6, it strengthens bones. Number 7, it helps prevent cancer. And the last one, it regulates blood pressure. That is why physical fitness is very important. Now, I will ask you a question. What are the physical activities that you have done for today to help your body to be physically fit? Good if you have done some physical activities, and bad if you didn't do anything for yourself to be physically fit. Remember, health is wealth. Now, we will proceed to our skill-related fitness activities. First SRF activity is the speed. The 50-meter run activity will test you how fast or how slow your speed. Second is the agility. The hexagon is an activity that will test you how quick or how slow you are in transferring from one place to another. One activity to test your leg power is the standing long jump, that you will do this in 3 trials. One activity to test your balance is the Stork balance test, that you will be doing in your right foot and in your left foot. To test how fast or how slow we are in responding a situation, this stick drop test is one of the activity that will test our reaction time. Paper juggling is one of the primary activity that will test how good are we in coordinating the different parts of our body to put it into a smooth action that is pleasant to see. And now, we are done with our physical fitness activities, and upon assessing the results of each activities, we are now aware of our strengths and weaknesses. And because of the assessment result, we can now set goals for our daily activities. Since we are done tallying the before and after test of our HRF and SRF result, we will now discuss the nature and background of some of the dual sports and how our related fitness activities and skill-related fitness activities being used or applied. It's a beginner-friendly sport as anyone can start out and try to play the game. Let's see the basic footwork, including the forehand and backhand grip of the badminton.
Step would go like this, so I'm in a better position of moving quickly this way up to my forehand corner. That's really important.
The grip used for both forehand and backhand shots. The variations lie in that for the forehand grip, it's better to fold your thumb a bit and let your index finger control the racket on the stroke. While for the backhand grip, the thumb pressing against the racket will control the stroke. The simplest way to grip your badminton racket is by imitating a handshake. Your thumb should press against the handle while the rest of your hand and four fingers wrap around the racket.
In this video, you will learn how to hold the backhand grip. Hold the racket with your non-racket hand and place the palm of your racket hand flat on the strings. Slide down and hold the handle as if you were shaking hands with it. Wrap the handle with your little, ring and middle fingers. Turn the racket to the right if you are right-handed, to the left if you are left-handed. Extend the thumb and form a diagonal shape across the back of the racket handle. There should be a gap between the heel of the thumb and the racket. If you turn the racket parallel to the ground, the thumb should be on top. Make sure the palm does not extend below the handle. Your grip should be relaxed and tightened only on impact. The backhand grip is primarily used for backhand serves, the lob, the net kill, the block and the drop shot. Enjoy your game.
like you're shaking a hand, so exactly that position. So for all the ones we're going to do today, we are going to use the 1, 2, 3 position. So this is where you're first going to start, and you're going to stand to the side of the net. The second thing you're going to do is bring your arms up into that out position with the racket behind you, and then you're going to do hip, and then you're going to have your elbow go, and then your forearm and your wrist, and follow through down to the opposite hip. So the first hit we are doing is the clear, and the point of the clear is to take the shuttlecock and move it all the way down to the other edge of the court. Alright, so for the clear, you're going to do the 1, 2, 3. So 1 to the side of the net, 2 up, and then when I hit it, I want to push the birdie up in the air before I follow through. So the second hit we are doing is the drop, and the point of the drop is to bring your opponent closer to the net, and so you're going to drop that shuttlecock right on the inside of their side of the net. Alright, so the drop, the difference is how you do with your wrist. So again, to the side, up and ready. You probably want your arm extended all the way up, and then it's your wrist just pushing it lightly. So the smash is the most forceful hit you can do. So you're going to start up in the air, way up high, and you want to hit it right inside the net, and it's going to be super forceful. So as you see, I'm doing my 1, 2, 3, and I'm getting ready, and when I hit, I'm going to jump, and I'm going to use all my power and lean forward to hit that over the net. So the drive is how we pass, essentially, the shuttlecock across the net, so it's going to go straight across, and as you see in the video, you can also do it where the racket is perpendicular to the ground to hit it over that net.
Now let's proceed discussing the historical background of table tennis. The basic thing you need to know in table tennis is which kind of grip to use. Forehand or handshake grip and backhand grip or penhold grip can be used depending on your reference.
Let's learn about the forehand. The forehand itself is one name to multiple shots. There's a forehand drive, there's a forehand topspin, there's a forehand flick, and so on, so on. I'm going to teach you the classical shot, which is known as forehand drive. It's the basic shot that everyone has to learn before they move on and become any better at this sport. So, I'm going to be right-handed, so my natural stance is going to be to the left of the table. If you're left-handed, your natural stance is going to be to the right of the table. Why? Because in the sport, we're mostly trying to hit the forehand. The forehand is a bigger swing, bigger rotation, bigger arm movement, and it can be done a better, faster shot as a counter move as well in the sport of table tennis. So we're mostly on this side. Main reason we're on this side because also we don't want to be exposed. So whatever our forehand is, we don't want to, if we're standing too far out, even if I'm right-handed, my whole backhand is exposed, the whole left side of the table, known as a backhand. So we want to stand on the left side of the table. Now, how specific? Remember how to hold the racket. I'm going to do a shake hand grip. I'm going to shake your hands, lock it in, 3 fingers are closed, thumb on the logo, and finger right here. Now, how specific to be on the left side or on the right side? Grip-wise, it doesn't matter. It's all about your hand, right or left. You can see me, I'm straight. As a right-handed player, you're gonna put your feet more apart. Let's take baby steps. Feet more apart. You're gonna sit in a little bit. There you go. You're not gonna sit in with a full straight back, you know, like on a chair or against the wall. You're gonna sit into it, okay? Your tushy is gonna be a little out. Your tushy is gonna be a little out. And now you can see my feet are in line, like just there's no difference. But that's bad. We don't play like that because when we rotate for the shot, we're gonna get injured after 1 hour. We don't restrict ourselves. So what we have to do, very big thing, if you're right-handed, and every right-handed, every left-handed play this way. For right-handers, put the left foot forward by a half a shoe. So right there, right there. Just that, just a little bit. Easier to move, more flexible, more freedom. If you're left-handed, you're the opposite. Your right leg goes forward for that shot. Now, this is my feet. You might stand when you approach the table normally. There you go, naturally, at least a little bit. Just have it in your mind, your other non-dominant leg to be forward. Your right leg is still the dominant leg because you're gonna use it in advanced sections to move it like that, okay? How far sideways of the table should we be? How far in retrospect we should be? Put your arms straight, completely straight, match the tip of the racket about right here, around in this area. So you can get a forehand and you can get a backhand without ever moving. And you don't want to be exposed. That's how far sideways you should be. Like this, if I'm here, you can straight away see exposed. See, can't reach it. For me, I'm 6'2", 190 centimeters or so. Right foot is before the white line. Some people are on it, some people are behind it, depending on the height. That's my footwork. That's my difference on the positioning on the table. How far this gap should be depends on different sizes, different heights and all that. So the best way to measure is you put your right elbow in a 90-degree angle, match it kind of close to your side hip, touch the tip of the racket. That's how far. Don't want to be like this, because you won't get the short balls if that happens. And you don't want to be too close, because if the ball bounces to the edge, you won't be able to get them. Now, no matter what level you had or you never played before, I'm telling you now, just from this position, you now can go to play anyone and you won't be exposed and you'll be able to hit every shot that comes at you.
Now let's proceed to our third topic in dual sports, the tennis. Tennis can be played both indoors and outdoors. There are two separate games of tennis. One is the single game, which has two participants, one opposing the other. The doubles game, which has four participants, has two players teaming up to compete against another team of two. Mixed doubles are also played. This is when a team has one male and one female member. The necessary strokes or hits in playing tennis includes serve, volley, and drive. These strokes or hits vary in extension of effectiveness. Footwork is also important in playing tennis.
Exercises, okay, for footwork, they're great. You can do them. You just need cones, okay, to practice them. You can use tennis balls if you don't have cones. Whatever you can put, okay, in the place to represent the cone, you can do it. So let's go with the first one. It's gonna be a number 8 around the cones, okay? Always on your toes, okay? Really quick going around. You're gonna do at least 30 seconds of that movement, okay? Non-stop. You're gonna repeat it 3 times. So you got 30. You do like a little break, 30 seconds again, little break, 30 seconds again. Let's see how it looks. Alright, second exercise, it's gonna be what you guys can see here. It's the shape, okay, of a triangle. You're gonna start from the middle, go to the first, hit a forehand or backhand, depending if you're right or lefty, come from behind, go into our cone and repeat. You're gonna do it, you go 5 times to each side. You do again the same, 2 repetitions. Let's see how it looks. Alright, third exercise, we're gonna do a back and forth in the baseline between cone and cone, okay? Real quick. You see how I set up the cones? You're gonna go back and forth in the line, okay? Back and forth, real quick, from cone to cone. You're gonna do it for 15 to 20 seconds, 3 repetitions. Let's go. Alright, 4th exercise, okay? This time instead of going forward, okay, we're going back. We're gonna do a little recovery for the ball that push you back. How you have to get there, recover to the middle again, back to the other side. Again, you go 5 times to each cone, 3 series. Let's go. Okay, last exercise. This time we're gonna do a shuffle, okay? Hitting forehands and backhands. Please pay attention how I set up the cones. If you can see, I have 2 in this side and 3 in this side. You're gonna do 5 repetitions like this because in the last cone, you're gonna end up with a backhand or forehand volley, depending if you're right or lefty. So you do 5 like that, and then the 5 you set it up the other way, okay? 3 in one side and 2 in one side. So the last ball, it's a volley with the forehand or backhand if you're right or left. Let's see how it looks.
can be played in singles, 1 vs 1, doubles, 2 vs 2, team event, which is a combination of singles and doubles. It can be 4 singles, 1 doubles, or any combination. Then there's a mixed doubles where a guy and a girl play against guy and a girl. Now let's talk about tennis court. Tennis court, there's a net in between it which divides it into 2 parts, your area and your opponent's area. There's a baseline, you need to hit shot within the baselines. There's a service line, you need to serve between net and the service line. There are doubles line because this whole thing is used when you play doubles. And then there are singles line because this is the only area which is used when you play tennis singles. Rest of the area is ignored. So we're going to talk about tennis singles and then we will extrapolate it to the doubles. So let's ignore rest of the area. Then you can see there is a center mark. What's the purpose of center mark? So let's just say you're standing facing the net. Well, it's difficult to tell in this scenario, so let's rotate it. You're facing the net. There's a center mark which divides court into right hand side and left hand side. Every time you start a game, you'll be standing to the right hand side of the center mark. So you are standing on the right hand side of the center mark and your opponent is standing on the other side. Every point in tennis starts with a service. So you'll serve. When you're serving, you're standing on the right hand side of the center mark and behind the baseline. So this is the blue area in which you can toss the ball and hit the ball. Once you hit the ball, its first bounce should be in this green area to have a good serve. And life gives you 1 chance, but tennis gives you 2 services. You toss the ball. If its bounce is not in the green area, your first serve is fault and then you get the second serve. If your second serve is good, then it's your opponent's turn to hit the ball in such a way that the ball's bounce is in this green area. Once he has done that, then it's your responsibility to hit the ball in such a way that the bounce is in the green area, and this can go on forever. So how do you win the point? Well, to win a point, there are 4 ways. You hit a really good shot that he's not able to reach there. It's called winner shot. Or you hit a shot that it has 2 bounces before he returns it, called double bounce. Third option is you hit a shot and he hits into the net. And the fourth is most common, when you hit a shot and your opponent hits it outside the playing area. So these are 4 ways in which you can win a point. Now let's talk about scoring in tennis. Like every other sport, tennis starts with 0-0, but in tennis, 0 is known as love. So you say love all. When you win the first point, it's called 15. When you win the second point, it's 30. When you win the third point, it's 40. And if you win the 4th point, that means you won a game. So you need 4 points to win a game, and then you need 6 games to win a set. And you need to win 2 sets to win a match. So you need to win a lot of points to win a match. So get ready for it. Now let's simulate a match just to go through the scoring and where you stand and how you serve. So 0-0, if you're watching tennis on the TV, you'll always see there's a blue pointing thing or a ball or anything in front of a player's name. That signifies that that player is serving. Since this is you and you are serving, there's a tennis ball in front of you. Tennis score is 0-0, called as love all. Now your opponent is standing there. Can he stand anywhere? Yes, he can stand anywhere in this area. But just think about it. Your first bounce should be in this green area. So think about the trajectory of your tennis ball. That's where your tennis ball can go. And he's standing right in the middle of it. So that's a really good strategic position. If you are standing at P1, you need to watch my video. You cannot stand there. It's useless. If you're standing P2, then probably you'll have to hit the service directly without a bounce. And you cannot do it. You have to let the ball bounce when you're receiving the serve. So that's violated. P3 and 4 are okay, but if P3 very close, you'll have less time. P4 very far, ball might have 2 bounces before it reaches you. So P5 is a good position. Now let's start it. You get 2 serve, first serve fall, you have second serve. You hit a second serve, good serve, hits and good shot. It's a winner shot, he got the point. His score becomes 15. In tennis, whoever is serving, you call out his score first or her score. So it's love 15. After first point you stand here, serve here. Second point you switch side. Remember, you stand in the right hand side of center mark. Now you come to the left hand side and you have to serve in the other side, other green box called service area. That's a good serve. You won a point, so score becomes 15 all. That's an ace serve. Ace is very popular. If you serve and your opponent is not able to touch the racket to the ball, that's called an ace serve and you win a point. 15 all. Good. Oh, that's a let serve. So basically what let is when you're serving, your ball hits the net and then bounce in the service area, then you reserve it. But if your serve hit the let and its first bounces outside the serve area, it's a fault serve. In this case, you get a first serve again, good serve. He hits an outside shot, you win a point. Your score is 30, his is 15, 30, 15. Next point, good serve. Into the net, you got the point. One more, 40, 15. Oh, that's a fault serve, you get a second serve. He hits an outside shot and you won a game. Remember, you win a 4-point, you win a game. Now that you won a game, your game score becomes 0-0, but that counts towards your set score. So your set score becomes 1-0. Now you need to win 5 more games to win a set. That's how it works. 4 points to win a game, 6 games to win a set, and 2 sets to win a match. That's about tennis. Now let's talk about doubles. How different doubles is than singles. In doubles, 4 players. This is you, your teammate, your opponent 1 and opponent 2. Just like in singles, you stand to the right hand side of center mark for the first point, and just from this blue area you serve in the green area. But because it's doubles, you get an extra area, so you can stand anywhere in this blue area and you have to serve in the green area. You hit a good serve, you won the first point. Just like in singles, you come from that side to this side. But now, since O1 is receiving this service block, O2 will go back and receive in this service block. So O2 goes back and get ready to receive the serve. O1 comes back, your teammates stand there, because that's a good strategic position. I'll talk about strategy in other videos. We don't have much time here. So in second point, you stand here and you need to serve in this green block. Once the point is done, you go back and then you need to serve in this area, and that's
So now let's continue with our activity 3. Directions. Put check if the following still refers to badminton and star if the skill mentioned is in table tennis. Now let's proceed with our activity 4. Direction. Fill in the missing letters in the box to come up with a complete word or phrase. And now let's have the activity 5, which is your performance. Direction. Based on the previous lessons from the skill-related and health-related activities, identify the skill-related or health-related fitness activities that may apply in the different skills in playing tennis, badminton, and table tennis. Create a 2 minutes instructional video presentation while doing this activity, following these rubrics. So class, we are now done with our physical education lesson. Bye-bye and see you in our next lesson.